I'm Lisa Morgan-Simon.
And I'm Zachary Patrick MonteLeon.
And this is the Hagalil Newsroom. Zach, wasn't Fall Kinna such a magical weekend?
Most certainly. Hagalilers packed their trunks and boarded the Hogwarts Express to enjoy a spell-tastic Shabbat in Paramus.
USYers had a blast playing Quidditch, hanging out with their friends, and of course welcoming new friends into their houses.
We asked some Hagalil USYers a few questions, and now let's cut to the brilliant on-site reporter to see how they've answered.
We are currently here in Paramus at Fall Kinna's 2014. We have a question for you, Hagalil. If you had a flying broomstick, where would you take it?
I would take my flying broom to Chipotle.
I would sweep up all the USYers and have them go to all the conventions.
If I could go anywhere on a broomstick, I'd go to Israel.
If I had a flying broomstick, I would go to IC Atlanta.
Today we're going to be interviewing with the lovely Miss Hayley Nagelberg, Hagalil's Executive Committee's Israel Awareness Vice President. How are you, Hayley?
I'm great, Lisa. Thanks for asking. How are you today?
I'm fabulous.
Zach?
I'm great, thanks.
So our first question for you is, what is something that people normally don't know about you?
It's a good question. I think I'm a pretty open person and people know a lot about me, but if I have to think of something people don't know, probably gonna go with I have really, really small feet. Like my feet didn't grow for a good 5 to 6 years, so I wear like kid-sized shoes, so I can't share shoes with anyone, which is unfortunate at like conventions.
What size shoe are you?
I like a kid's 2 or 3. It made finding prom shoes really hard.
Ooh.
That's unfortunate. So, it's a pretty long ride down to IC, because it's in Atlanta this year. How are you going to pass the time on the bus ride?
I'm really used to long car rides and bus rides, so I've definitely got some experience at this. I'm a big fan of sleeping and have like months to make up because of school. I could probably sleep the whole way. Also, definitely will do a solid amount of eating because food.
Of course.
I'm also really good at just staring out of windows for an extended amount of times and thinking about absolutely nothing. So I'll probably have the opportunity to do a lot of that.
Doesn't seem like you're going to have an issue with bus, right?
Yeah.
So we're wondering, what is your ideal Shabbos meal at a convention?
Oh, at a convention.
Yes.
Let's see. Well, I'm always a big fan of challah and making sure I get a good piece if it's like the whole ones, or my own piece really fast if it's the individual ones. And I spend most of Shabbos at conventions just eating the salad.
Oh, yeah.
Vegetarian, not gonna eat the chicken and whatever. If I had an ideal meal, there would definitely be rice and beans and tofu involved, because that's my life.
Vegetarian food isn't so great.
I love it,
Oh.
but like it gets repetitive after a while. I've basically taken vegetarian to mean like you stuff your food with more food, and so that's what I'd be looking for.
Of course. So, what is your favorite mode of transportation?
Okay, my favorite mode of transportation is probably the public bus, which might be a really weird answer for some people, but it's so convenient. And like where I live, there's a bus right across from my house. Like I can walk to it, though I technically have to cross a highway. But there's a crosswalk. And it goes straight to Port Authority without even stopping, and so it's so awesome if you just need to like get there quick. It's right there, and then I don't have to be driving and thinking, and I can do whatever I want on the bus rides, which I already said I definitely know how to make use of.
Of course.
Our next question for you is, we know you love dogs, so we're wondering what breed of dog best suits your personality.
If I had to pick one, I would go with a Springer Spaniel, because when I think of them, they're like flopping around all happy, and that's me most of the time. And they're adorable and perfect in every way.
That's brilliant. So, if you were young McDonald as opposed to being old McDonald, what would be the first animal that you would put on your farm?
That would be a really, really tough decision. I think I'd have to say baby pigs I guess technically you need like
Yeah.
all age pigs, but baby pigs would definitely have to be there. They're just perfect and they're adorable to watch roll around in the mud. When I was much younger, I had my birthday party at a farm, and
So cool.
I spent a very good amount of time with the baby pigs, and everyone wanted out because it smelled awful, as you could imagine. But I really enjoyed the pigs, and if I were to ever have a farm, there would definitely be baby pigs running around.
That sounds
love it.
great.
So our final question for you today is, we are wondering what your favorite USY memory is.
There's a lot to go through to think of my favorite. But if I have to point to one, I would definitely have to go with this past encampment. The last night, and the senior girls, or at least our bunk, stayed out for hours, and then we sat in a circle and talked, and then one of the last things we did was lie down on the basketball courts, and we just had a few minutes to stare up at the sky and just not think about anything or think about anything we wanted, and that really like cemented for me what USY has been for me.
That's probably one of my favorite memories too. So thank you for talking to us today, Ellie.
Thanks for having me.
It was great having you on Newsroom.
And now it's time for us to hear from you, Hagalil.
Lisa needs a name for her hedgehog mug. Leave name suggestions in the comments and we'll pick the winner for the next episode of the Hagalil Newsroom.
And we can't wait to see you on December 13th in Marlboro, New Jersey for membership dance dressed in your best pajamas.
And stay tuned for the next special Hagalil Newsroom episode, broadcast from Atlanta, Georgia at ICATL 14.
And until next time,
Stay classy, Hagalil.